pictures to all of us.
We want to stay up here. I want... Stand by. This is going all the way to Florence in Vermont. This is a riot area. That's the term that the LAPD is using at this point. The driver is stumbling, trying to get up, and nobody is helping the driver. I used to be a medic. Okay, what's the PD? What are they? Okay, we know that. Florence is all the way down Florence from the freeway to Vermont. I used to be a medic, and to see this happen and not be able to help these people, it's indescribable. The feeling, the powerless, how powerless we are. But these pictures are important. It's important to see the dark side of the city. And
let's point out too, Bob, that these people who are doing this, we have no idea who they are. Many of them appear to be...
You see that?
The same people.
He's reaching up for help, and somebody kicked him in the head.
It seems that, we're looking at this, it seems to be the same people doing this. There maybe is a group of 5 or 6 who are the real thugs of the group.
Ross, because of the picture angle that you have, maybe a tight picture, it is literally people walking through the area. It's literally dozens of people.
Sure,
I have a wider view than you do, and from my vantage point, he's on his knees, and it's okay, gunfire, man's holding a shotgun. Off to your right, Marika, the gray jacket. He just fired a gunshot round into the car, a white automobile. I want you to get a tight shot of this individual. He's over on the corner, on the southwest corner, gray shirt, with a sawed-off shotgun. He's at a motorcycle. Here's a man with a shotgun that fired a shotgun round into a car indiscriminately, and now is calmly putting on his helmet, putting his jacket on, and now getting on his motorcycle. I don't know what to tell you. Now there's another person across the street firing a fire extinguisher in the air. I have
Bob, let me ask you this question.
Feeling.
Obviously, this is at Florence and Normandy, and the area around it is also involved. It seems, however, to be staying in this general vicinity within 4 or 5 blocks of this intersection. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
Ross, we're now hearing that the LAPD is moving in. Can you get a confirmation if she's flying in here? Tell me what direction.
Bob Tur talking to the pilot of Newscopter 13.
We're working a number of radios aboard Newscopter 13. What we're doing is we have people aboard that are relaying information to the police helicopters and to the emergency operations center of the city. So we're also showing a live picture that they're seeing. They know what's going on down here, and we are relaying this information. We are trying to get help for these injured people. However,
Bob, is this a gas station we're looking at here? Is that also being looted?
That already has been looted,
ma'am.
That
has been looted, as well as the Tom's Liquor Store. Are there any other...
Okay.
Well, there you see, again, they're going after the gas station and looting the gas station now that the liquor store has been pretty much cleaned out.
Okay, here comes a police helicopter. Marika's going to get you a shot of this PD helicopter. Pan up, Marika. I'll tell you, she's very brave hanging out of this helicopter holding a camera.
Be very careful up there, Bob.
Okay, now this is a police helicopter. The officers aboard are relaying information to an emergency operations center and to a CP. Stand by. We got a fire starting just north of our location. We're showing 4+ hours of fuel, news desk, for your information. We got 4 hours plus. This has now been going on for a little bit over an hour. We've been over from the very beginning, showing you these pictures. Florence still is open to traffic. Somebody is driving off this truck.
Bob, in case someone has just joined us, you're looking at a live picture from Newscopter 13, the corner of Florence and Normandy in south central Los Angeles, where, as Bob said, for the last hour or so...
Tell her not to go above 5.
People have been in that intersection, first throwing rocks at automobiles. Then we saw some very disturbing pictures of motorists being pulled out of their cars and beaten. Looting has been going on there as well. At this point, it is in this general vicinity, and that is all where this violence is taking place. And again, South Central Los Angeles, Florence, and Normandy. Yes, there is a fire there, whether it was started or not, or whether it started on its own.
It looks like a trash fire. Fortunately,
yes.
just a trash fire.
Yes.
Now, what we're going to do, as you can describe to anyone that may have come just tuned into 13's coverage, is what we're going to do a peripheral search of the area and see if there's any other hot spots. If you want to let the viewers know what has transpired.
What we hope are very, very isolated incidents of terrible brutality. But once again, it seems that the traffic flow is easing off in that area. People are staying out of the area. You'd be best advised. We know that a gas station and the Tom's liquor store on those corners have been trashed and looted. There seem to be a few individuals who were inciting this. We hope this will be the worst of it. But again, we have seen numerous motorists attacked, cars stolen, windows broken, objects thrown at cars. And we know that there are several injured people in that area around who are really in need of attention, and no one is helping these people.
Well, if this incident was triggered by anger over the Rodney King verdicts, there are places to go, a peaceful demonstration right now at Parker Center and various churches in that area.
So far, just this one intersection that we've seen the violence. There have been a pack of people who've been roaming around there, and people apparently driving home from work or going to their own homes there, and they come through the intersection, slowing down for traffic or stopping at the stoplight, and there's another a guy throwing a brick right through the driver's side of a truck that went through there for absolutely no reason.
And again, we should mention that community leaders in that area have said they'll be out walking the streets tonight with police, trying to keep a presence in the area, trying to keep things calm in the wake of the Rodney King police beating verdict this afternoon. But again, as long as we've been looking at the pictures this afternoon, there's been no presence at all.
It may be also that this is the time when there is the community leaders are putting to the intersection where we have had the problem here for the last hour or so.
They appealed for calm inside the church, and again, everyone we've talked with this afternoon has appealed for everyone to stay calm. But as you can see, as the cars are driving through this intersection at Florence and Normandy, that looks like young, I don't want to say teenagers, it's a little hard to tell here, but they look like youngsters are tossing bricks and rocks and bottles, whatever they can get their hands on, at passing cars. We noticed earlier that some of the cars, when they pull up to the intersection, if they see it from a distance, are turning around and not even bothering.
There's not very much traffic coming through the intersection now. We don't know, of course, if that means police have sealed it. Well, apparently not, because there are cars just right on the boundary of the intersection who are turning around. I was about to say that maybe police have sealed that intersection off, but that clearly is not the case. It's
totally possible, too, that police may want to stay out of the area right now so as not to make it a little bit more volatile.
Absolutely, that may be part of their, maybe this is an isolated pocket, and they are, of course, they have a whole city to Parker Center earlier. Let's go and see if that is still going on.
Hang on.
From Parker Center, I just got this wire copy, John. Demonstrators apparently have stormed Parker Center, of course, in downtown L.A. Police are being pelted with rocks and bottles. As you can see, a very unruly crowd in the area. Police in riot gear back up against the building there.
Okay, you can see the police with their backs up against the building in a defensive position in full riot gear there, and a crowd we'd have to see an overview of the crowd to tell you how big it is, but they're standing by, making sure that nobody comes through that barricade they set up outside.
During the news conference, again, we're going back to this live picture from Normandy and Florence, and it looks like they have someone else they have stopped there.
Well, they have what looks like a Bronco or a van stopped in the intersection, and
driver's side door and the passenger doors are open.
We don't know if they're talking to these people or if they're indeed assaulting these people, as they have the people who went through the intersection earlier. Well, good grief! They pulled the guy out and threw something at him. Now, this is the kind of thing people ought to be locked up for. This is ridiculous, and it's been going on now for an hour and a half. Look at this. Who went through the intersection earlier. Well, good grief! They pulled the guy out and threw something at him. Now, this is the kind of thing people ought to be locked up for. This is ridiculous, and it's been going on now for an hour and a half. Look at this. These
But
are
it looks
people.
like they're fighting with each other at this point.
Well, I'm not clear. Well, maybe he was trying to protect the driver. That would be a step in the right direction. But this is a senseless violence. And, you know, they'll kill this guy if they keep doing this. And there's nobody down there.
Okay.
There's no indication of any police presence to stop this kind of a thing. There's no community leader present to try and. Boy, I hope we can ID some of these people so we can get them locked up later on.
I would think at some point the cops would have to be
Look
looking
at
the.
this. Can we
these
zoom
pictures.
in tight on this so we can ID this guy? This guy ought to be prosecuted later.
Yeah, Keith and Kelly, this Cliff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cliff,
can you zoom in on this clip?
Yeah, we're trying the best we can. We
All
also
right.
have some other information. The PD helicopter just left
I'll
here.
tell you.
The pilot's reporting a situation. We'll cover this, and he departed northbound. I think he's going to try to land someplace, but I don't know whether he was hit with something or not. But boy, I tell you, it's really a nasty, nasty
Look at this
situation.
guy
This guy
wandering around.
is bleeding. They pulled him out of his van. They're beating him. And what a heroic act. You got about 20 people beating on one guy for absolutely no reason who had the poor misfortune just to drive through a public street.
Not to mention all the people standing around and watching at this point. What I was going to say to you, I can't believe the cops are not looking at this and getting ready to do something.
Well, we understand that the police may be about to mount some kind of an advance into this intersection. I mean, it is one thing, of course, to isolate a trouble spot and hope that it will die down and maintain your forces in another part of the city or wait and assess the situation. It's another situation, of course, where people come in and are being beaten senseless and possibly they could well be killed, you know, by any of these blows, and there's absolutely no indication that anybody's trying to do anything about it. Now, we see a couple of people escorting this guy off. Hopefully, it looks like they're giving him some aid. Looks like hopefully they're going to help this poor guy out.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no police presence down here at all at this time.
Just
Well, there's another
driving
car right
through.
here, John, as we look at the intersection. The brown car that people are going around now, the driver's side door is open. Looks like the same thing's about to go down here. Again, they've been looting in this area for about an hour and 15 minutes. There's a liquor store on the corner. They broke in there. We've seen them carrying things in and out of the liquor store for about an hour and 15 minutes. There's a gas station there as well. Cliff, you said you saw flares.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, to the right of the liquor store, if we can look out to the east there a little bit, something's on fire there. I don't know if it's a mattress or what, but this place is getting totally insane down here. It really is.
Well, you know, there comes a point, of course, where a point of diminishing returns where it becomes almost impossible to move in. I mean, it'll be dark here in a couple of hours, and unless police can button down this area, or at the very least seal off this intersection a few blocks back so people know not to drive through. But, you know, these people who were going through the intersection presumably are, you know, not listening to the radio or listening to a music station and not to a news channel and have absolutely no idea that they're in
the intersection. Would be in a lot better shape. But boy, if you get in the intersection, you take your life in your hands. Little white station wagon just coming up in there now. Yeah. And we've seen many people almost get hit because when the box and rattles start going, the people get on the accelerator, and the next thing you know, some of the pedestrians are just about getting hit.
Again, anybody who's just joining us needs to know that this is an isolated incident. This is the intersection at Florence and overturning cars. This is an isolated incident. And again, you know, we've shown you pictures of the AME church in South Central Los Angeles, where all the religious and community leaders are calling for a calm, all in riot gear. You may have seen the pictures along Parker Center a few minutes ago. There were about 200 people moving in on Parker Center.
We do want to put it in perspective. This is the only trouble spot that we know of, the only violent trouble spot we know of in the whole city of Los Angeles.
Any way you look at it.
Well, it's anarchy. This one, so far, has absolutely no indication that anybody is trying to do anything to stop it. This is the liquor store, Tom's Liquor Store.
And we just saw another truckload of people pull up.
It was broken into. They've been piling out of there with liquor and with goods of all kinds for over an hour now. To the right bottom of the screen, you can't see it now, there's a gas station there that has also been looted in the last 45 minutes. You can see debris all over the ground there.
Okay, John, can you read me? John?
Yes,
yeah,
go
we
ahead,
can hear you, Cliff.
Okay, you can see that a couple of mattresses now that are on fire in the middle of Florence. They're just east of Normandy, and they're starting to throw more fuel on the fire boxes, whatever they can find now, paper. So I imagine there's going to be a fire here pretty quick. But again, I'd like to emphasize we've been over this area for about an hour and a half now, and totally around here. This is really the only bad incident that we've seen going down, and I want to emphasize.
Officers out here, it has been I don't want to say a violent night, but a lot of anger down here. Those demonstrators you saw earlier on the 6 o'clock news have grown in numbers. There's a lot of profanity. They rushed the building, tearing up shrubbery, throwing garbage cans at the windows, breaking the windows of Parker Center. They've been blocking traffic. It would seem trying to antagonize the police into some kind of a confrontation. Channel 4, we're here live. Why are you here tonight?
Watching the beginning of the revolution.
It's kind of obvious, isn't it?
I didn't catch that.
I said I think it's kind of obvious why everybody's here. I mean, everybody's pretty upset about, the verdicts that were handed down.
Today.
There is no justice. There will be no... Must go. Gates must go. Gates must go. Gates must go.
Protesters stormed the front of Parker Center.
When we first got beat, we had thousands of people out here.
You're killing our children!
White motherfucking racist!
People going over a line.
South Central right now at that one intersection of Florence and Normandy.
Well, this pretty much under control.
A few people back, and they were actually hitting one man earlier.
We've got a car on fire here back at the scene at the intersection we were talking to you about. There's a car on fire and moving at the same time.
This is Florence and Normandy. Who could be in that car driving it while it's burning? I don't know, but
Maybe
that's in front of the...
took the brake off and...
Right.
Paul, I don't think it's actually being driven.
All right, it was pushed. Now it's rolling back.
I think what's happening is it just rolled.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm not sure.
If there is fuel in that, obviously...
Like it rolled into the street and then back. There's been a whole wave of people, maybe 100 people, move eastbound along the street there. It looks like they're hitting another store.
If there is fuel in that car, there is a danger of an explosion, I can tell you that.
Incendiary thing like this car, and as Paul says, with a gas tank...
In terms of east and westbound traffic. However, there's still a little bit of northbound traffic. In fact, and southbound, you'll see a bus at the intersections. And it looks like actually there's two buses at this intersection at this moment, and still a little bit of north and southbound traffic. However, it looks at this point that all of the eastbound traffic is being is actually turning